Ugh. I can't keep that in, but I think I know I will. Which, as a magical girl connoisseur, it didn't take a lot for me to know of this show, but it did take me a really long time to watch it, and I'm very disappointed in myself for taking that long. I always heard about it being compared with the Winx, and I am a huge fan of the Winx, so I was a bit suspicious. A friend from school sent me a YouTube playlist of the entire show, which I'll link in the description because I'm so nice. And I finally watched it this year, and honestly, I think I might like it more than the Winx. Which is an American-produced show, but European-written show about middle schoolers Will, Irma, Tarani, Cornelia, and Haylin. Cause, look, get it? Get it? Spells witch? Look, it spells witch, that's crazy. It's based in a sort of European idea of what an American town looks like because it's walkable, as God intended. They're tasked with the responsibility of being guardians of the veil, or protectors of Earth and other relevant dimensions. They're not witches. They are not witches. So sorry to disappoint, it is just their names. They've got elemental-based powers, which sounds boring, but they use them in a very, very creative way, especially in the show. The fight choreo goes so hard. I mean, Irma literally turns into water and sucks all of the liquid out of somebody once. They beat up Phobos in the first season and Nerissa in the second, and all their cronies to protect peace in every dimension, as they should. The show is absolutely hilarious with dialogue, but especially Irma, because she just talks, she just says things. Not to mention the outfits! Oh my god, I love it when cartoons don't just use one outfit continuously. I know it's more difficult for animators, but I want more! More! Papa, I want more movie! And that's just only covering what they do in the show. The comics? Oh my god, the covers of the comics are just, ugh! Basically, this show is great. I always knew about this show, but I especially saw a lot of fan art of those fuck-ass outfits, and hey, I'm not trashing on them. They're beyond iconic. I just don't know why they look like that, because it's never explained. They never explain why they all match, why they wear that color combo, why the stripes, why. They just never... Why? They also never explain why they age up. For some reason. They just don't make a lot of particular sense, and it bothers me. And, okay, even for magical girl logic, it is a little cray. Because yes, you can wear the cute little outfits, and it'll equate to the Nightingale armor set, but it bothers me. Why the elf shoes? So I figured I'd try my hand at a redesign. Disclaimer. I am not claiming my outfits are better than the show or the comics. I am just having fun, and I couldn't out-icon them even if I tried. And hey, before we start, if this is your first time at my channel, hey, my name is Ava BA. I don't care how you pronounce it. Just say something. I'm a college student. I'm really broke and I make art. Please subscribe. When I first thought about doing this video, two things came to mind immediately. I'm nuking the age up thing because it's strange, and I want the outfits to be based on the aura mirrors. The aura mirrors are the sources of the Guardian's power, and they each have a unique symbol and color as seen in transformation sequences, and on the website set, I don't know if they're defunct yet, but I found PNGs of them. I just can't believe we don't see the motifs of each girl having a symbol more. That's wasted opportunity. Now that we've got that out of the way, Will is my girl. She is me! Because we both have red hair that we clearly cut ourselves. The first thing I did with her character is make her hair bright red and not ginger, because it's supposed to be ginger. In the 2023 graphic novel reboot, she is a ginger, and I just don't like it, because why? In what world? Her hair is like cherry red. So I'm gonna keep it that way as God intended. I'm gonna give her some roots as well, because she would have dyed it eventually anyway. She is a little grungy girl. I'm giving her roots, because upkeep is difficult when you're sneaking out all the time. And with that, eye bags, because she's just never in her own house. The outfit I changed a bit. I started doing a sketch of her original Guardian outfit, just so I could see how it looks in my style, which I ended up doing for all the Guardians. I kept her face and eye shape similar to the show's pseudo-anime style, because it just makes sense for her to have those big buggy eyes. Then I took some quick notes of what I wanted to keep and change about it, and I messed around with the sketch. I wanted to go with the warmer palette, since Will's hair and skin colors are like, they're very red, they're very warm, they're very hot, right? She's gorgeous. I don't think I quite hit this point in retrospect because I wanted to change her colors to match the aura mirror, and her aura mirror is like a neutral pink, but the thought was there. I wanted to add a grungier element somewhere. I wasn't sure where. But Will is a grunge girl. She would fuck up Fairy Grunge. Like, look at her! Come on. I did a little sketch, too, of her in Fairy Grunge, just to prove my point and tell me that she doesn't slay, okay? Plus, I wasn't a huge fan of the crop top, so I changed it to a window. I like the heart design on her skirt. I think it's a funny nod to her little audio glitch in the first season where she just goes, "Hiya!" which is later changed to the heart. Anyway, Will's element is quintessence, or the fifth element of spirit according to Wikipedia. In the show, it's shown as an electricity-like force that moves things around and lets her bring things to life, as well as talk to non-alive things like her calculator. So I wanted to work in the electricity thing. When making the design, I opted to keep her flowy sleeves, the turtleneck, the pencil skirt, and the stockings. I decided to make the Heart of Kandrakar more important to the design because in the original, it's just kind of lumped in there, you know? It's a very, very important part of her outfit and also the show. It's very, very important. It shouldn't look like an accessory she just threw on before walking out the door. So I put some lightning bolts all around the top and I had them streak directly into the center where the necklace would probably hit. So that way your eye is always drawn to where the heart would sit. Because I don't understand why they just didn't. Anyway, I also decided to add some bolts down her sleeves because they look cool. Her boots are inspired by these platform Converse Punk Franken shoes I saw on Pinterest because they're so Will. I added some bolts on those too because they look cool. They're just so much cooler than whatever rain boots she had on, because why would she need rain boots? I kept the wing design the same for her and all the other Guardians and just changed the color because the pixiness of the weird stained glass shape is too iconic to touch. It'd be heresy. Okay, that's my final. I'm decently happy, so I'm gonna drop her on the height chart. Yay! Irma. Irma Lair on the air is the love of my life. Irma is the water element of the group and can also influence people's minds, which she fucking abuses. Looking at her canon designs, I adore the way she's drawn in the 2023 graphic novel, even though I just trashed on how they drew Will. But like, look at her! She's cute! Her hair in the show and the comic are fine, but I prefer it with that waviness that they give her in the later comics. It suits her. I drew her with the 2023 body type, skin color, height, and hair texture just cause like, oh, yes. But I gave her the little bang from the show. For her facial features, I feel in my soul that her eyes would be close together. I don't know why. And a somewhat wide and straight nose and pinker lips. I think that she would swear off makeup. At least show Irma. I know comic Irma is very fashionable and girly, but I think show Irma would swear off makeup, but you know, secretly love a little gloss, you know, just a little. I like her older comic version with the tank top and the sleeves a lot. Plus it actually incorporates her symbol. In her redesign, I wanted to combo her tank top and her skirt into a dress like I did with Will, but I'm keeping a cutout just like in her show. I changed the shape of the cutout though, so it would match her symbol and doesn't get lost in the sauce. I'm keeping her arm sleeves and I'm making it into an off-the-shoulder shirt layered underneath the dress instead. I made her a little neck piece just for giggles. I don't know, it looked cool. I'm making her boots just a bit more waterproof. I feel like if anybody was gonna wear rain boots, it would be Irma. Cause, you know, water, why'd they give her the suede boots? What? The colors are directly color picked from the aura mirror. You get it. You get the bit. I added her symbol to her forehead in this design because I was thinking about making the little bang curl around her head a streak because it is in the same shape as her symbol, but it just wasn't. Like, it didn't feel right. So I ended up putting it on her forehead instead because of her mind powers, and maybe she hides it with her little bang because she thinks it's ugly or something. I don't know. I had to color this one twice because the first time I was on the phone and accidentally over-rendered it because I got distracted, but it looked so good. It just didn't match. Okay, that's my Irma. Overall, not a lot of crazy changes, but she a cutie. Next. Tarani, my goat. Tarani is the guardian of fire as well as your stereotypical nerdy tryhard, but she is so incredibly endearing. She was an actually in the beginning of the show and probably the comic, but as she develops, she just becomes so fucking awesome. As she grows into being a guardian, because in episode 1, she was fucking terrified of fire. She just gets so cool. Like, she has a little episode where she dresses up and she goes to a punk concert in like a full like punk jacket and pink hair. Like, she's so fucking cool. Her and Will totally put each other onto bubblegum grunge or something. Her casual outfits are the primary reason I decided not to redesign the civilian wear as well, just because I can't beat her. I can't. She's just that girl. Unfortunately though, her guardian form is very ignoring the hair. Okay, we're gonna ignore the hair. It's just lazy. It's lazy. In comparison to the other girls, which I think had a lot more thought put into them, especially with like long skirts and stuff like that, they just put her in a crop top and shorts and called it a day. Why? This is very... It's so strange to me, okay? She prefers long skirts or pants most of the time and generally opts to wear more conservative bottoms and crop tops. She likes round jewelry, warm tones, things like that. She likes headbands. So like, why is it that all you could come up with for her guardian outfit was a shirt and pants? Like, come on, dude. For a character that dresses like she sells pottery on Etsy as a side gig, y'all could do better. For her anatomy, I decided to make her mid to taller height. No one is taller than Cornelia, but I wanted her to have an inch on Will. She's Blasian, so I sharpened her eyes and gave her two-tone lips. I feel like her eyes would be farther apart. I don't know why, it's like with Irma. It just sort of made sense. Maybe because Irma's eyes are close together and they're fire and water, I don't know. I gave her bushy eyebrows as well because in some comic art, they just seem a lot darker. And I think it's cute. I'm just such a ride or die for characters with big eyebrows. They're always so cute. For her outfit, I threw out pretty much the entire design because it doesn't suit her. The weird tightness freaks me out. As for what I decided to keep though, the crop top stayed and the amount of hair stayed. That's it though. Her hair was just... I don't even know how this even happened to begin with, but it looks like one of the European writers wanted to go for a protective hairstyle, but just didn't know what to do. So they just drew something that was vaguely black and was like, all right, I did it. And I don't... Why? In my redesign, I admit I wasn't the most creative. I wasn't as creative as I could have been for a protective hairstyle, I know that. But I was dead set on getting the amount of hair strands the same, because she had 6 ponytails, whatever those were, and I wanted to keep the same amount of strands. So I opted for 6 cornrows with gold beads. This seems to be a generally agreed upon choice with all the redesigns that I've seen. It's either cornrows or just braids in general, because even in the true to content fan art, no one likes Tarani's hair. I've seen some people do locks or braids. I considered bantu knots for a second, but cornrows are just, it's the general consensus, and it gets that like strand that I want without being weird like the original design. Maybe if I were to come back and revisit the design or make an aged up version, I would definitely give Tarani some awesome hair art, but for now, I think this is what I'm sticking with. I gave her some dangly earrings because she's artsy-fartsy. Her top is vaguely sari-like because I wanted lots and lots of flowing fabrics, which makes more sense not only to Tarani as a person, but also as an element. I was thinking like, you know, imagine her flying around with all the loose fabric and flame colors. I feel like that would look pretty cool. It'd look like fire, right? I based her pants off of these flowy pants I saw on Pinterest. They have like a little cutout on the side. I've been obsessed with them. Also, I just want her wearing pants that fit her. I moved her striped tights to be arm warmers, wrist warmers, whatever the fuck you call them, because she's wearing pants now, you can't see her stockings. The waist of her pants have the fire symbol and vague embroidery patterns because I wanted it artsy-fartsy but didn't want to put in the work of going in and actually making it look like embroidery, so just imagine. I gave her sandals instead of sneakers because why was she wearing sneakers to begin with? I don't get it, so sandals. I kept her glasses even though she doesn't technically need them to see, which is why they're always halfway down her face because she's gotta serve. And yeah, that's what I came up with. I'm decently happy. I think the outfit is very Tarani. Alright, next. God, I love her and her big forehead. I seriously appreciate the hot tall girl rep more than anyone on this planet knows. Cornelia is the earth elemental of the group and can also move things around with her mind. Depending on which version you watch or read, she's either the mom friend or an self-important sassy blonde type like Stella from the Winx Club. I prefer the sassy personality personally, but I think the comic version where she's more matronly suits her element more. Her design has a big emphasis on elegance. She likes long sleeves, turtlenecks, long skirts, and dresses with lots and lots of long, continuous lines. I like that aspect of her design a lot because it makes a lot of sense for earthy or mom friend types, which is what she is. But in the show, they keep this up and they add it with the stereotypical fashion girl personality. I don't know, it brings a little interest to the table. You rarely see those kinds of personalities in anything but pink and miniskirts, but Cornelia just loves the maxi, and I love it! Cornelia's looks generally remind me of someone I used to know in middle school, so when I did her face, I did in fact think about her. They're both tall, pretty girls, so Cornelia has a slightly oblong face just because I said so. My redesign. Shut up. I lightened her eyebrows and extended her eyelashes, but I didn't change much other than that. I made her hair less yellow and a little darker at the roots, because we know Cornelia is a natural blonde, but I feel like she lightened it as she got older since blondes tend to become brunettes in time. I changed her side part to a middle part because I prefer that look on her. Specifically, the 2023 comic did it pretty well. Her original outfit is up there with one of my faves out of everybody, but I needed to tweak anyway. I kept most of her silhouette the same. The crop shirt is the same, but I layered a shirt underneath instead. I changed the sleeves to be a looser, flowy fabric instead of a two-form sleeve. I added the same flowy fabric underneath the cutoff of the would-be crop top, pinned where I put her aura mirror symbol. The shirt also has these flowing fabric bits along the seams that blend into the skirt, which in animation would definitely make some interesting shapes. Her skirt stayed long and slit on the side, but it has a little vine embroidery along the bottom. Her colors are again based off of the aura mirror, but I tweaked the dark greens a little bit because they were very yellow, and I don't know, I just wanted them to be a little bit richer, you know? I don't have much to say about her outfit since I knew exactly what I wanted with her. I didn't have to fight like I do. I did it in one go. I didn't have much to change anyway. I just wish the Ormeal colors weren't this bright, but alas, I am lore accurate. Next! Haylin, Miss Ramona Flowers herself. I feel like Haylin is everyone's favorite because, I mean, she's adorable. Haylin is the quirky art girl of the group and also simultaneously the most optimistic and depressed. She would just love a fashion illustration BFA. She's the air elemental and can go invisible whenever she wants, which she uses the most out of everybody's secondary powers. In the comics, she's also the only one who can fly. I'm so glad they nerfed that in the show. Her general vibe is very 2000s awesome. She's got a sort of Harajuku thing going on with some of her comic outfits, but mostly like, I don't know what the word is, not indie sleeves. She's a little weird girl. She's got little weird girl outfits. Not to mention she wears goggles just all the time. I don't know why this show nerfed the goggles. Like, they showed up for 2 episodes and then they just never again. And I'm so upset by that. They're so cute. Her face didn't change much at all. I think the show and the comic did a good job at portraying Chinese features within their style for the early 2000s. I just widened her nose a bit. I thought about changing the hair to have the hair loopies that a lot of traditional Chinese art has when depicting goddesses, but I decided against it. The pigtails are they're just too cute. For her clothes, I wanted to combine her original outfit with more Chinese elements, since not only is Haylin Chinese, but so are the Guardians, like, just in general. All the powers originated from these dragons and a nymph from ancient China, so the fact that there isn't even a single nod to its origins, especially when you have a Chinese girl in the ranks, is insane to me. How do you just ignore that? I referenced some ink drawings for her clothes, so I hope they came out alright. I knew for sure I wanted to keep her long skirt, her tights, and the Mary Janes from the comic. I changed her shirt to have a more Hanfu cross of fabric and a fabric belt. I opted for no long sleeves though, just because they would get in the way, you know? If she's gonna work with air, I feel like having too much flowing fabric, it would become a nuisance. I decided to keep the swirly sleeve deco she had in the show version though, like that little slice of fabric on her shoulder that doesn't add much, just because it's cool. I added some loose fabric around her arms because we see a lot of Chinese goddesses wearing that in the ink drawings, and it's pretty. I feel like that wouldn't get in the way as compared to giant draping sleeves, because she could just like toss it, you know? That's not a problem. Plus, in a lot of the art, we see it like floating mystically. I wrapped some fabric around her waist to keep it flowy and to hang her aura mirror on. I changed her ponytail holders to that of the comics, and I added her goggles because why would you get rid of them? I feel like if you're gonna draw her casually wearing goggles 24/7, why wouldn't she have them when she is actually flying? So yeah, that's what I came up with. I think Haylin's design is probably my favorite out of everybody's. I think I just love hers the most. Tell me your favorite. Did I eat? I think I ate a little bit. And if I didn't eat, please tell me why. I did my best to research the cultural elements I was putting in there, but Google can only tell me so much. I've fully given up on decent audio. It's not gonna happen. I'm glad that this video is over just because I've been working on it for 2 weeks and I'm tired and I've had a rough week, so don't think I'll be doing another redesign anytime soon because this was so tiring. But yeah, I never know how to write outros. If you made it this far, tell me your favorite part or about the series, whether you read it or you watched it or you didn't. Make something up. Don't care. Okay, bye.